Hello and welcome back into another episode of Craven Some Raven. And I'm craving some Raven, man. I know the off season is really underway now because we had the draft. Now what? Soon rookie minicamp started today, but it's like, man, I just want the season to start. I want to get some real football, even preseason. I don't care. I'm jonesing. I'm craving some Raven. But so in this episode, obviously, I haven't been putting out a lot of episodes recently because leading up to the draft, I was really following the draft quite a bit. Really, I was really into it. And then it happened, and now I don't know what to do. I don't have any content, and I've been busy. Not so much busy, but I work 10 hours a day, like 4 days a week. So I have free time on the weekends, but like during the week, I would like to put out episodes. It's just I get home, it's 7 o'clock, and I'm like, meh, I'm just gonna sit down, watch a movie, and then pass out. But I was in the mood, want to go over some news and notes, some recent things that have gone on. Rookies showed up for minicamp, got their numbers. Also, I got an interview from a couple of them, so I just wanted to go over things happening in the Ravens world. I mean, if you're listening to this, then you already know what's going on, and you're also addicted. But I'll give you my perspective, even though it's no different than anyone else's. So, kick it off. Brent Urban. I guess since last time I had an episode, or maybe he had already signed with the Titans, but he has signed with the Titans, and I guess the Titans, they're getting all of our defensive players because I know they also got Correa because our old defensive coordinator Dean Pease, everyone knows the story. Now he's their defensive coordinator, and so he's over there, and they're taking all our defensive players that want to leave. One man's trash is another man's wife. That's what I always say. Um, yeah, so they got Brent Urban. I mean, he was all right. He did the dirty work, which is one of those phrases, he does all the dirty work. I think it's just one of those phrases where he's just doing his job, but he doesn't go above and beyond. His job on this play was to mind this gap, mind the gap, and he doesn't. A good like an elite player, a great player, they mind that gap, but then also make a play. You know, Players who aren't involved in each and every play, I get, oh, he's doing the dirty work, taking on the double teams. You could still make plays. I don't know. I don't really buy into he's the dirty work player. It's like, no, I just think he's not as good as the rest of the players on the team. That's what I think. But it's whatever. Uh, Good on you. Have fun in Tennessee. Uh, get injured up there. No ill will. He was a nice guy. Wasn't he a hockey player? I'm pretty sure he was. That was his thing. He played because he from Canada too, or he's somewhere up north. And he's just a nice Canadian boy playing hockey, but he's too big for hockey. So might as well play some football. I mean, he did pretty all right. He showed flashes. I think he was a very consistent player. So in the preseason, when he's going against another team's backups, he looks like a world killer. But once the competition uh, goes up, he still plays his game. He doesn't go above and beyond. He doesn't get any worse. He's a super consistent player. It's like a benchmark to see how good the opposing team's offensive line is. That's the Brent Urban mark. Some use a water line. We use Brent Urban. Also, sorry, drinking some water. Happened, I think, yesterday or today. I should have said today is Friday, May 3rd, so hopefully everyone out there paid their rent. I know I did. Uh, Anyways, so it might have been today or yesterday when tight end Max Williams signed with the Cardinals. I guess the Cardinals are also taking our shit. First, you take Terrell Suggs like we didn't care about it. No, damn it, we're pissed off about that still. Fuck you, Cardinals. And now they take Max Williams. Double X Max Williams. Fucking dicks. I always thought Max Williams was underrated. They just didn't give him the ball a lot for whatever reason. But I always thought whenever they got him the ball, he was always fighting for yards, making stuff happen. He always had some good highlights, I thought. But, they signed Nick Boyle. They picked up 2 tight ends that same year. So you knew they weren't ever going to be able to sign both of them in the future. So they decided to give Nick Boyle that contract. Obviously, I think he is the overall better player, especially way better blocker. And I think he's an underrated catcher. And Max Williams just never really panned out, especially as a second-round pick. Should have had more. What is it about the Ravens and the first tight end they draft not being as good? I think it's one of those things, if they need a tight end, they have to draft 2 because the second tight end is the one that's going to produce. It happens every single time. Dennis Pitta and Ed Dixon got drafted first, and then they grabbed Dennis Pitta way later, and Dennis Pitta had the better career. They drafted Max Williams first, and then Nick Boyle way later. Nick Boyle ended up producing more, and so far, first-round pick Hayden Hurst isn't playing as well as Mark Andrews, who is the third-round pick. That could also be because he got injured, and I completely understand that he got a late start, and he was starting to pick things up at the end of the year, and I really did like what he was doing. I don't think he was a terrible player at all, and I have high hopes for him. I think both of them are equally as good. I just think Mark Andrews, coming from that prolific Oklahoma offense, really just worked wonders for the team. So with tight end Max Williams gone, now we officially have 3 tight ends on the roster, plus I think an undrafted guy that we had signed. I don't really know the name. Let me look it up. Let me click the old button there and see what's going on. Tight end Charles Scarf. Ooh, Burr from Delaware, just like your boy Nick Boyle. Oh, and also Cole Herdman from Purdue. Purdue, so stinky. It's a good name, Charles Scarf. I really hope he makes the team because I think, when he gets in the lineup around Christmas when all of our tight ends are injured, everyone's going to be rocking the Charles Scarfs. That'll be fucking sick. Great stuff there. Gotta love me some water. So I do want to go into some of these other free agents. Maybe not this episode, but maybe I will. I don't know. But in other news, the rookies, the drafted rookies, they received their numbers. And so let me go down that list. Let's see, what do we got here? So Hollywood Brown, he's going with 15. Taking over, what's his face? Michael Crabtree. God, I can't fucking talk. I haven't done one of these in a while, so knocking some rust off. So he's taking over 15. I really thought he was going to do 84, and I thought I saw something online that he was taking 84, kind of following in Antonio Brown's footsteps. I get it, though. You want to make your own path. That makes sense. But I just thought it would have been a good symbolic kind of gesture. What got me here? My cousin. Make my own number. Anyways, it was a good-looking number, 15. It's kind of awkward looking, but I think he could make it look good. Favorite pick of the draft and also favorite number of the draft so far. Miles Boykin grabbing number 80. Who's the last guy to have 80 that was any good? Crockett Gilmore have 80? Whatever happened to that guy? Last time I heard anything about him, he was trying to become an offensive tackle, and I haven't heard anything since then. But he always got injured. But he was a fucking beast, man. Man, you remember Crockett Gilmore just balling out all the fucking time? That was sick. That was sweet, dude. Anyways, he's picking 80, and I think that's going to look good. I think he is a pro's pro. Like, listening to his interview, listening to him talk, he might be in line for the deepest voice in the NFL. Because, goddamn. Yeah, I'm a player. So I can't even get him as close to how deep his voice is. I don't have a deep voice. So it's damn near impossible. Yeah, he should be in the running for deepest voice in the league. And he's a pro's pro. He's a great speaker, had all the right things to say. I think he's going to end up having a better career than Marquise Brown. I'm just saying. Don't get mad at me. I really like the fit, like the pick, and I think he's going to be an excellent pro. So, also Jalen Ferguson, he's sticking with 45. I like it, stick with the numbers. I did see earlier he put up 50 with like the eye emojis on Twitter or something. So I thought he was going to go with 50. I thought that would have been cool. But, stick with your numbers. Stick with 45. I didn't really think a defensive lineman could get 45, but I guess he is listed as an outside linebacker. And I know Kenny Young, he's 40. What is he? He's 43? No. Anyways, Kenny Young's in the 40s. Is he 40? I think he's number 40. So I guess you can be in the 40s and be an outside linebacker and or a linebacker in general. And then running back Justice Hill. For Justice! He is picking number 43 for a running back. I get it. I think the last guy was Zibikowski? No. Or Haruki Nakamura. That's the last guy. 43. I can't remember anybody else having that number. Haruki Nakamura. Was that 43? The Asian safety. One of the only Asian Americans in football to ever do it in football. There's not many. Why don't Asians play football? I'm not being racist. Are they just not good at it? Do they not want to do it? Very interesting. Very interesting. So Dalen Mack, he's going with 94. It's a good looking number. In his interview, he was gonna try to go with 90, which would have been cool too, but he wanted to go with 94. I guess not Dean Pease. I was thinking about Dean Pease earlier. I guess Wink Martindale try to convince him like, yeah, put that 4 in there. Looks good on you. I guess it's a good looking number, 94. These are numbers. I mean, who cares? Who cares? But also, I like he was one of the players to get interviewed today, and I liked what he had to say. I liked basically most of these rookies had some good things to say. Jalen Ferguson, though, when he was being interviewed, he's a little hard to understand. He's got a little Louisiana mumble to him, I guess. I mean, it's hard to understand. And then with his haircut, man, anyone with that fucking haircut, they remind me of one of the monsters from Space Jams. When they have that real high top where it's just, I don't know, like the top of a palm tree. Like, I don't know what style that is, but it looks like one of the Space Jam's monsters. That's what he looks like to me, especially with the gold teeth, with the 2 fangs, the 2 gold fangs. He looks like a Space Jam's monster. Sack Daddy or not. Fuck, what is that team called? Man, I should know these things before I start speaking. But oh well. So Iman Marshall, he took number 37. So I guess it's official. We're not going to bring back Buck Allen. Okay, you go ahead and take your number like that. And I'm not going to lie. I watched his highlights. I really like this guy as a player. I should watch more of his tape before I say that. See how badly he gets beat on other plays. But I like his play so far. Great tackler. Seemed like he turned his head. Actually turned his head when the ball was coming his way. Check that wide receiver's eyes. They start getting big, and then he turns around. Which is good, but then you can get fooled if they play a little backyard ball. If a wide receiver's pretty good at playing backyard ball, where he looks like the ball's coming and then he keeps running. That's happened to me before. Playing a little backyard ball, get fooled by the wide receiver's eyes. You try to, I'm gonna turn around and it looks like the ball's coming, and you turn around and they cut down the field or cut across, and you don't see him because you're looking back. It can happen. But I really liked his interview. I really liked his personality and his laugh. He he reminds me of he's like the long lost Wayans brother. Like his laugh sounded exactly like which Wayans brother is it? Marlon Wayans from Scary Movie when he plays the crazy pothead. Just he laughed exactly like him. I swear to God. It sounds fake, like his laugh sounds fake, but I think it's real. But he seemed like good personality. Seems like a good dude. I'm excited to see him make the team, make some plays in preseason because I think he can. Really like it. I'm a big old fan. And so QB Trace McSorley, he took number 7. Why did you take 7? That is a bad look. Fucking Kyle Bowler 2.0. I think he's going to be better than Kyle Bowler, but hey. Everyone thought Kyle Bowler was going to be good. And Trace McSorley, come on, don't fall down that path. Make it look good. Do number 7 proud. We need someone to take over number 7 and have some success. And then finally, guard Ben Powers. He is taking number 70. I don't get this dude. So one of the videos that the Baltimore Ravens put out, everyone's happy talking about making it to football, like it being their dreams come true. It's an uplifting video of all these rookies coming in like, yeah, guys, we did it. Let's take the field, let's play some football. And then Ben Powers is just sitting there stone-faced going like, man, I love seeing the defender quit. So, quit taking yourself so seriously, man. I get it, you're Austin Powers' cousin. But man, you need to cool it out, man. You don't need to be taking souls every single play. I love it, love the mentality, but I'm starting to get worried. Is he the Grim Reaper? Is he evil in some way? Is he autistic? Because it's like, oh, Ben Powers, how you doing today? I can't wait to take the defensive lineman's souls. It's like, okay, Spectrum boy, let's move it along. Go to the new juice machine. I guess I got a new OJ machine. Go get some OJ, freshly squeezed. I want to take the orange juice's soul away. I love seeing the oranges quit as they pulp. Is there pulp in this? Like, he just seems like an evil robot, like who just is trying to say the weirdest things. Like, bro, we're all getting excited. Yeah, man, our dreams finally come true. I want to kill. Man, cool it, man. Just have some fun. Be chill. I get it. There's time to be serious. Get on the football field. You can take all the souls on the field that you want. You can watch the defenders quit then. But until then, relax a little bit, dog. Take it easy. Like the autistic redneck. I don't know. How you feeling today, Ben Powers? I love seeing the defenders quit. Okay, moving on. Is he always like this? Yeah, he's fine. Yeah, he's good. He'll tuck her out in a minute. Yeah, but so I was thinking the same thing when we drafted all these guys. Most of them have nicknames, and that's awesome. We got Hollywood Brown, Sack Daddy, Mac Truck, Dalen Mac Attack, and Biggie. I think that's all of them. And Ben Powers, the fucking... Yeah, he's on the spectrum for sure. I'm just putting it out there. No offense, but you've been spectrumized. Yeah, all of them have nicknames, and that's because all of them actually have personality. I've been waiting for the team to actually draft guys with personality. Sometimes they would bring in players. They signed Steve Smith Sr., he had personality. They brought in Tony Jefferson. He has personality. But it's about goddamn time they're bringing in guys who are exciting to talk to. When you see them in the interviews, they're not boring. I mean, Trace McSorley, a little boring. Miles Boykin seemed boring. Marquise Brown, didn't seem too much. But they all looked like they had personality. Like they were actually speaking their minds, just doing it right. Everyone was kind of speaking what they felt like the right answer. They weren't robotic answers. Like, like anytime there's a player and they're responding and it's all like blah 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 blah, blah like a politician fucking speaking. I don't want to. I hate that. I hate that. I hate that. Someone who's comfortable enough to speak the truth and not shit on anything, but speak the truth in front of the media. It means they're good, high level character, like good personality in the locker room, and I just want I want that personality on the field. When someone makes a big hit, I want to see arms flailing. I want to see dancing around. I get it. Act like you've been there before if you score a touchdown, but I want to see some flashy stuff. I want to see players getting excited, getting hyped. It's like I want, like Miami when they brought in the turnover chain. That turned everything around because when they would get a turnover, the whole defense would get hyped, and they brought out the chain. They made a whole big fiasco about it. It's like, all right, if you're playing that team, it's like, all right, you can stop now. But what it does is it gets everybody hyped, and I think the more players you have on your team that get hyped, have personality, I think the better off you're going to be because everybody's getting excited, everyone's getting hyped, because everyone's friends, in the locker room. I'm not saying like there were ever rifts in the Ravens locker room, but it's like you want to see these guys having a good time. And all of these players having nicknames, that means coming from their program, they were hyped up, they were having a good time, because they were given these nicknames. They didn't just make them up themselves. Some of them they had before they were even in the locker room, but their teammates were comfortable enough to call them by the nickname, thus letting it go on, letting these nicknames, if everyone didn't, if their teammates didn't respect them, they wouldn't call them by the nicknames, and the nicknames would have died. So it's good to see players with nicknames. I know it's like a small, dumb thing, but you know what? It is what it is, and I like it. I like some personality on the team. It's about goddamn time, I'm telling you. And because a lot of times when you see, like, oh, this player has personality, it's a draft risk. Like, no, you don't draft bad personality. You want good personality. You want good, funny guys who get hyped on the field, go crazy. I mean, you remember Ray Lewis back in the day? That dude looked fucking nuts on the field. You see how I didn't think anybody's eyes could be more wide open. Like he'd hit himself in the head. It's like, bro, you got the city on your back, but you got demons in your mind. Like, what's going on, man? So, yeah, I just gotta rant about getting some personality on the field. Was that an Ozzie thing? Was that a John Harbaugh thing? Because John Harbaugh, ever since he got the new money, he's been acting different, man. He's got a pep in his step. He's acting younger. He's got more personality in interviews, like when he's interviewing the NFL, and he's actually like speaking his mind when he says stuff about teams, or the good, the bad. I don't really have any examples because I don't want to get into it, but it just seemed like whenever he was doing interviews, he was more upfront and truthful and honest and funny. And I think, is that the new money? Or maybe we just got a new John Harbaugh. Maybe Jim and John did a switch. Maybe they're parent trapping us. That's a theory. Even though they do look a little bit different. Maybe they have masks on. The coach has no plays, Maybe he's Arya Starking us. The coach wants good players. The coach wants personality. And Eric DeCosta is like, what are you talking about, John? You good? The coach wants personality. Okay, buddy. All right. But I think it's more of an Eric DeCosta thing because the draft is different. Things that we have been clamoring for the longest time. Sorry, I got a text. For the longest time, we've been wanting these players kind of, getting the flashy player, getting the high-end weapon, playmakers. How many times do they say, we just need playmakers, and then they don't draft playmakers? It's like, where's the disconnect here? It's part of the reason Ozzie Newsome, he comes from the old school. There's a reason not many general managers last that long. It's because the league changes. the things that are deemed as important change over time. And I think Eric DeCosta is a little bit more in tune with those things. And I think especially the league's upgraded to faster, smaller, to speed, plus grabbing analytics and reviewing and getting the numbers and really understanding. And when I get it, Ozzie Newsome, he had those things. Not saying he didn't, but it's like it seemed like he wouldn't draft due to it. I don't know if you see numbers that say, "Hey, this guy's going to be a great player," but it's like, no. But look at the tape. Look at the tape, man. You can't just rely on tape. I mean, that's the main thing. I don't know. He's just a new school guy, and I'm finally glad to say that we're getting playmakers. We're getting the exciting draft pick. We're getting the guy. And I'm super stoked. Super happy. It's a good time. It's a good time to be a Ravens fan. Now, I was hanging out with a buddy. Well, actually, a bunch of my friends. It was his birthday, and one of my buddies who lives up in Denver, who's a Jets fan, of course, so you can understand what I'm about to say. He was saying that he doesn't believe the Ravens are going to be good. And I asked him why. And he just thinks because. Then there really is no reason. Because any reason he gave, I said, well, listen, they got better this year. And Lamar Jackson, whether you believe in him or not, he is a second-year quarterback, finally having an offense built around him, built around his skill set, which he didn't have last year. Okay? And for what anybody wants to make about him being an inaccurate passer, he did all the things that you could ask for. He dealt with drops. So first of all, Crabtree, John Brown, they're out of here because they dropped the ball a lot. But second of all, first, the offense wasn't designed for him. He made good throws. He actually can read the whole field, left to right, top to bottom. He can read the whole field. He doesn't look to run instantly, which is what you worry about with a running quarterback. And he throws a good ball. There's no other way to put it. I mean, every once in a while, he will put one in the dirt. So when you watch the game, you're like, oh, so as a total, he's inaccurate. No, I mean, the percentage of his throws that are inaccurate are just as bad as any other quarterback, at least any other one of the rookies. But when he misses a throw, he would just miss it, like way more than any of the other guys would miss it. So you'd say, oh, he's way more inaccurate. But really, he's got good touch on the ball, especially his deep ball. It's beautiful. He throws a beautiful deep ball, and I hope they bring more of that to the table, especially with John Brown. Or, not John Brown. What the fuck? Hollywood Brown. Yeah, too many Browns. God damn. I can pick a new color, man. Why is Brown a very popular last name? Wouldn't you pick like red or blue or green? Aren't those better colors? Like back in the day when they were changing names? Maybe it was like a racist thing. Like when they're coming over on the Mayflower or something. Or like, all right, you're going to get a new name. Your skin's brown, so we're going to call you Brown. That's fucked up, bro. That is fucked up. Because why would brown be such a popular name? Like, if you're going to choose a color, wouldn't you choose magenta? I don't know. A purple. The name's Steven Purple. What up, man? Anyways, I don't even know what I was talking about. Yeah, so we got a deep threat finally with Hollywood Brown. We got a new one, a new young guy. I know he's small, but it doesn't matter if he even gets the ball or not. He is going to get open and cause teams to shade over a safety. So that's going to leave that whole half of the field open past the linebackers. Throw it underneath to somebody else or do a little trick play with Lamar, get him out there, run the ball to the outside. Now we got a speed running back and you do a little of that action. Maybe throw a trick play in there with Trace McSorley. There's so many options. And this team as a whole is built around the read option and built around Lamar Jackson's skill set. And if Lamar Jackson can come into the season around an offense that's not built for him, it's built for Joe Flacco. Take a team that was 4-5 and end up going 6-2, including the playoff game. What's the difference? The quarterback. The quarterback was the difference. I don't believe winning is a quarterback stat, but when there's one difference, there was one difference between the 4-5 and the 6-2. Lamar Jackson. You had Joe Flacco leading the team, and then you had Lamar Jackson leading the team. And every single time Lamar Jackson has, gone into a new year, he's improved. He's improved his stats. And I tried to explain this to my friend, who is a Jets fan, so understand I'm talking about you, Gage. If you're listening, Gage, yeah, I'm talking about this conversation we had. He kept saying Lamar Jackson didn't improve. He did not improve year to year. His team went worse. His team did worse from 2016 to 2017 while Lamar Jackson was at the helm. Okay, it's a team sport. I get that. That's why I don't subscribe to the quarterback being a winning, or the winning being a quarterback stat. But his actual stats did improve. So you're going to tell me he didn't do as well, even though his stats improved? That just doesn't make any sense. So a man finally with a team around him, no one got drafted. Everyone's still on the team. Every other player is good enough to play in the NFL. Basically, every player that's around him. Now back in Louisville, that's not the case. They definitely weren't in the toughest conference. They weren't in the SEC, but they were in the ACC. That's no slump. The Clemson Tigers, they're in the ACC, and they ended up winning. So they played good competition. They weren't in they weren't in the Pac-12 or Pac-12, not that bad. Just no defense. They weren't in the Mountain West. They weren't in the Mountain West. So they still played decent programs. So, but he's surrounded by not NFL talent on his team. So, I don't know. I just don't see how Lamar won't improve. Betting on Lamar doing worse is the worst bet to take in this case, because he's consistently gotten better throughout his whole career. Going from high school to college, then each year in college improving on his stats each year, and then eventually winning the Heisman, then going to the Ravens and taking over a team not destined for the playoffs to a playoff team, a team that was 4-5 with a Super Bowl quarterback, and then going 6-2 towards the end of the year, getting into the playoffs. And I think that was the tougher schedule, the schedule that Lamar went over, the schedule that Lamar played. I think that was the tougher schedule compared to what Flacco had to play against. And the offense was designed for Flacco. So now the offense is completely rebuilt, designed for Lamar Jackson. There's no reason that, plus him having an actual offseason, playing with the receivers, not training 40 times, even though he didn't even run the 40, actually doing football work, getting the playbook, working with his receivers. I think there's no reason that he won't improve. It doesn't mean he's going to be a world beater. I mean, I think he will be in the MVP discussion that next year, but I don't want to just push it that far, especially when debating someone who thinks he's not going to be as good. The Ravens aren't going to be that good. So for someone, Gage, who you think winning is a quarterback stat, if, in my opinion, the quarterback gets better, why wouldn't he improve? So you're talking, he went 6-2, including that playoff game. So the 8 games he went 6-2. So let's just extrapolate that. That's what, 12-4? That ain't bad. You throw in some other losses in there. I'm gonna say 10-6. That ain't too shabby. I do think the Ravens could go 12-4 because I really do believe in this team, and it's just after years and years of being a Ravens fan, us actually having an offense that looks dangerous on paper, or maybe not in paper. It just seems like it is going to be dangerous now that we have fucking speed and a running quarterback. That plus our defense always being amazing, I'm excited. I'm super excited, man. I don't see why this team couldn't go 12-4. My only worry is the division opponents because everyone we always like to drop those games. But I mean, someone saying that our defense is going to be good or it's not going to be as good, we lost too many pieces. I did see a Reddit post today, which I really loved. Someone put together, shout out. I'm actually going to look this up now. But the jizz of it was basically what we finished the year with, what happened afterwards, who we lost and who we gained, and then what the next year was. Basically highlighting how our defense, no matter what, was consistently good. No matter who left, who came back, our system has just worked well, and or we just know the right pieces to bring in. Let me see if I can find this thing. I'm gonna find it. It's here somewhere. Cardinals taking Max Williams, you fucking dicks. Cardinals taking all our players. Like I said, one man's trash is another man's wife. So go ahead and marry Double X Max to the max. Oh, what is this? Is the 2015 draft our worst? Holy shit, it is. Yeah, so we got Brashad Perryman, biggest bust. Max Williams, not with the team no more. Carl Davis, is he with the Browns? I think he might be. That's what this person would think he's on the Browns, question mark? I think he might be. This is Darius Smith, he was good. But yeah, overpaid by the Packers, that's for sure. Buck Allen, just a guy, but that smile, that damn smile. Dude, Buck Allen Day, dude, that shit was hilarious on April Fools. Trey Walker, dead, so that's crazy. Nick Boyle re-signed, so that was a great pick. Robert Myers, I don't even know who that is. It says he was on the AAF, but I didn't even know about that. Darren Waller, now he's with Oakland. I know John Gruden loves him. Probably loves the amount of weed he smokes too. He can't get his shit together. Not saying that people who smoke weed don't have their shit together, but listen, your job at this point, after getting caught so many times, your job is to not smoke weed. You can fucking handle it. It's supposed to be non-addictive. You can just drop it. Chill, man. Although I do think the NFL should make it legal because it is technically a medicine, at least in most people's lives. People who like weed, it's medicine. I mean, honestly, if it wasn't a medicine, I'd still smoke it. It just turns out, like, yo, this shit's actually good for you? It's like, oh, fuck. Really? No. Things that are good for you don't taste as good. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, yeah, I think that was the worst draft. I don't remember anybody being that bad. But I'm going to try to find this fucking thing. I'm going to try to find. Sleeping on the Ravens. Yeah, I think they're going to be really good. I just don't see why not. I just love the fact that this offense is going to have some juice to it. Going to have some oomph behind it. Okay, here it is. Alright, so... yeah, alright, so shout out Balt Beast. Shout out to you. BaltBeast. You can find this on the Baltimore Ravens subreddit. I love going on this thing because I love all Ravens content, and I am craving some Ravens. And if you're listening to this, so are you, and or you're one of my friends who I told to listen to this, and you're listening to it for some reason. Anyways, yeah, so in 2008, 2009, it goes all the way back to then. Whoa, the good old days. Wow. So we ranked third in the league in defense. I don't know what ranking they're using, what they're going by, but probably yards. There's probably some combination of yards and touchdowns. So they ranked third. And after that season, we lost Bart Scott, Jim Leonard, and Chris McAllister. And then we added Paul Kruger, Ladarius Webb in the draft. And then we brought in Dominique Foxworthy, Chris Carr, and Dannell Ellerbe. And then, so the following season, after all those changes, we ranked third. So you're talking Bart Scott, huge part of the defense. Jim Leonard, I remember he was a pretty decent part of the defense. And then Chris McAllister, did he retire or did he go somewhere else? But he was a huge player for us. Huge corner for us. So, and then after those additions, we ranked third. And Paul Kruger wasn't even that good his rookie year. Ladarius Webb, he was pretty decent. Dannell Ellerbe was pretty good. But as an undrafted free agent, that's what's up. So we ranked third after that. And then the next year, so going into 2010, we lost Samari Rolle. He was a pretty good corner for us. But we added Corey Redding and Albert McClellan. And then the following season, after those addition subtractions, in 2010-2011 year, we ranked third again. Okay, so still doing pretty decent. So after that season, after the 2010-2011 season, we lost Kelly Gregg and Dwan Landry. And Kelly Gregg was huge for us. I don't know if he's in the Ring of Honor, but he should be. And Dwan Landry was one of the Landry brothers, and they're amazing. They were amazing for us. But additions, we added Jimmy Smith, Pernell McPhee, and Bernard Pollard. Obviously, all three of those players were great for us. And that following season, the Ravens ranked third again. So all of these were losing players that were, columns in the defense, pillars of the defense. And we would lose, it seems like we would lose them every year for quite a while now. And so that was the 2011-2012 season. So that was the year before we won the Super Bowl. So going into the Super Bowl year, we lost Jarrett Johnson, Corey Redding, Haruki Nakamura, Tom Zbikowski, Brandon McKinney, Dominique Foxworthy, and Chris Carr. That's a lot of players to lose. Now we added Corey Graham, Courtney Upshaw, and Anthony Levine. And I guess, so that year that we won the Super Bowl, we finished the year defensively ranked 12th. So a little bit of a step back. But look at all those names that we lost. Jarrett Johnson was a pillar. Corey Redding was pretty good. Haruki Nakamura and Tom Zbikowski. Those were both they were playing the strong safety. Strong safety or the other safety? I don't know. Next to Ed Reed. And so after we won the Super Bowl, that's when we had the mass exodus. We lost Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Paul Kruger, Dannell Ellerbe, Kerry Williams, Bernard Pollard. And all we added was Elvis Dumervil, Chris Canty, Darryl Smith, and Brandon Williams. So we lost Ed Reed, Ray Lewis. Two of the best to ever do it at their respective position. Paul Kruger coming off a great season, that's why he left, because he made himself a lot of money, too much to pay. Dannell Ellerbe coming off a great season. Kerry Williams playing excellent for us, and Bernard Pollard, being that vicious, strong safety, that hitter. So we lost our starting safeties in Ed Reed and Bernard Pollard in 1 year. We brought in great pass rusher, Elvis Dumervil. Another great defensive lineman, Chris Canty, and the guy who stepped in pretty well to be Ray Lewis. And another great defensive lineman in Brandon Williams, who ended up getting some money from us. So after those additions and subtractions, we finished 12th. So it looks like every single time after every single year, we finish the next season ranked the same. Ranked exactly the same. Now, after the 2015-16 season, we ranked 24th, but that was the year everyone was injured. But I'm going to stop reading off all these different things. But it goes on and on and on. We lose a bunch of players, bring in a bunch of players, and we rank pretty high. So last year we ranked number 2. We lose Terrell Suggs, Eric Weddle, Zadarius Smith, C.J. Mosley, and Brent Urban. So far, we brought in Earl Thomas, I guess it doesn't have anything else listed because the rookies, they haven't really done anything yet. But I really love where this team sits still. I think we could still finish second in the league, especially if our offense does improve the way I think it's going to. The offense helps the defense helps the offense. It's symbiotic, and I think with the better offense, it'll only help our defense more. And I don't think the losses are as big as everyone makes them out to be. At least the national media, most people here, they're okay with the losses because really, Terrell Suggs at the end of his career, more of a mental leader. I mean, if that, these past couple seasons, he just seemed out of it. Like he didn't really care. He was just going through the motions. Didn't really seem to have a passion for Ravens football. And maybe he still had a passion for football, but maybe not specifically Ravens football. We lost Eric Weddle, another mental leader in the back end, but you know what? We need more speed. I can't tell you how many times he got ran over, he just destroyed his cardio all year. Oh, you're gonna disguise this play? You're gonna go run up to the line of scrimmage again? Huh? Are you gonna run up to the line of scrimmage again there, buddy? Are you gonna run back again? Are you gonna run up to the line of scrimmage? Oh, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna run back? Every single fucking play, he would just run up to the line of the scrimmage like he's fooling anybody, and then he'd run back, just destroying his cardio and then being somewhat out of place for the play and having to get under his feet. I mean, he was good at it, but you're not fooling anybody, Mr. Eric Weddle. You're not. Zadarius Smith, he was pretty decent for us, but I honestly think Mr. Sack Daddy's gonna do great for us. I think Sack Daddy, he's gonna get some sacks for us. C.J. Mosley, he was a pretty good leader, but I do like our inside linebackers. Kenny Young played way better than anybody thought, and he was killing it during the beginning of the year. And then also Peanut Nwasu, he was killing it at the end of the year. Like he was getting one strip a game, one punch out a game, and he just popped someone right in the chest, that ball would fly out. You know what I'm talking about. And Brent Urban, like I kind of was talking about earlier, he was just a meh player. He's always just been a meh player. Great in preseason. It's awesome. He's very consistent that he can destroy preseason competition. But when it came to the regular season, he was just always not quite there. Like whenever he'd get behind the line, try to make a tackle, his arms are just out of reach. Come on, man. You almost got it. Hit him with that puck. Maple syrup, Canadian ass. Build that wall. I'm not talking down south. Up north. Them shifty-ass Canadians. Loving that maple syrup too much. Taking all our maple syrup. You took your gerbs. Damn Canadians. Get your flannel out of here. And your leaves. Your maple leaves. And your trees. And your Trudeau. We need to build that wall. These fucking shifty, beady-eyed Canadians keep coming over our border. In barrels over Niagara Falls. You think you could do that, huh? Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm rambling on it. I realize it's been 48 minutes. Man, I didn't even pause this fucking thing once. We've just been talking straight through. Like a fucking maniac who's craving some goddamn Ravens. Okay? But, my man, Gage, Ravens are going to be better. I know you're depressed and you want to rain on my parade because you're a Jets fan. Jets sucks. It's all good. I understand your reasoning I just don't think they're going to be as good. Makes sense. Love you, Gage. Just kidding. Love you, Gage. Anything else happen while I was away? Oh, did y'all see that video of Greedy Williams getting torched at Browns practice? I mean, I know it's practice. They were probably, it could have been hey, you're in the worst possible position drill. He's a press corner, and they had him 10 yards off the ball against probably one of their fastest receivers. And then, of course, their quarterback missed the throw. But that video was 100% Browns. What are you doing with this press corner, having him 10 yards off the ball against a speed guy? Maybe try to put him in a bad position. But why would they put that video out? Oh, it's so dumb. And then the quarterback missed the throw. It was just Browns on so many levels. Get hyped for him. I think in the next podcast we'll probably do a look around the AFC North, what went down. Because every team drafted. Every team got better, according to them. I don't really think so. I really like the Ravens draft because I highlighted a lot of these players. And I think, are going to be good players. Some of our AFC North division opponents did not. Some of them did not draft players who I thought were going to be good. Obviously, I didn't go over every player, but I've seen a lot of players, and sometimes they don't stand out to me. So a lot of these players that they drafted, it was like, he's a guy. He's not a guy. But, yeah, love this draft. Love our team. I think they're going to do great this year, 12-4. Let's go. It's a crazy prediction. Also with Lamar in MVP discussion, I don't think he wins, but I think he's in the discussion. I'm talking 3,000 yards, 1,000 yards, 3,000 passing, 1,000 rushing. So with that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with a... Actually, go Ravens. I'm just going to leave you with that. Let's go Ravens.